Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of our yoga challenge. It's Wednesday, so we're starting to get into the midweek slump a little bit. So I figured today we could start working a little bit more strength. I know we're doing a lot of floor work at the moment, but that doesn't mean that we can't also build on strength by doing gentle yoga. And this fly really wants to join in. Yesterday it was the cat, this morning it's the fly. Speaking of, gently come to a seat on your mat. Let go of any distractions. Maybe adjust what you need to adjust right now for one final time before we arrive on our mat. Just notice where the breath enters your body. Maybe it's just in your collarbones this morning, your chest, or maybe you're already right to your diaphragm. No right or wrong, just seeing where we're at today. We'll join our hands together, gently bow our heads, tucking the chin to chest, lengthening the back of the spine, feeling the connection between the thumbs and your heart space. We're going to join all together now by chanting Om, taking a deep breath in. Om. We give thanks to the original custodians of this land and pay our respects to Indigenous leaders past, emerging and present. We give thanks to the sages, the rishis and the yogis who came before us to share this knowledge. And we give thanks to ourselves for turning up today, showing our strength by just simply showing up on the mat. Now breathe into your Sankalpa, your intention for today's practice. It may still be the same as what it was when we first began this challenge, or maybe over the last couple of days it's begun to change. Whatever it is, just breathe into this desire now. Gently bring our hands to our knees. So we've already gotten quite good with our diaphragm breathing and our kumbhaka, our retention of breath. So this morning I want to show us something a little bit different. If you're a bit like me, Wednesday's a bit of a slump day, then we want something that's going to fire us up. So we're going to do our bellows breath, or our breath of fire. And that's basically using our hands. We're going to inhale, exhale, bringing it down. So you're really focusing on getting that breath all the way in. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now you can do this at your own breath. You can follow along with my breath. You can make it slower, you can make it faster. It's whatever works for you this morning. So we're going to do 5 rounds, really cleansing out everything. It's also called skull shining breath for a reason. You may get a little bit cleansed, so if you need a tissue, go grab one now. Getting nice and still, steady, straight spine. You can even feel that strength building in your back already. So ready? After the 5th one, just rest. Notice if your heart is pumping a little faster, if you're feeling warmer already. Setting up for it again. This time we'll move to 10 breaths. So this breath is designed to energize you, to really get you going. We're going to do one more round of that Kapalabhati breath, now that I finally remembered what it was called when you have one of those mind blanks. This time we'll do 15 rounds in your own pace. So arms up, nice and straight. 15 Kapalabhati breaths. Inhale, exhale. And then just coming to rest. So that's already got me warming up from the inside out. Just a reminder that strength literally comes from the inside out. We connect to our breath, connected to ourselves. Beautiful. So we're going to come into our knees now. We've warmed up with our breath, got that prana revitalized, rejuvenated, running through us. We're going to do a little bit of back strength today. So inhaling the arms all the way up, coming up to your knees, a comfortable position. And you're just going to take that slowly. So hands come together, fingers pointing. And we inhale, drawing that line directly in front of us, all the way up. And if you can, you want to try and drop those shoulders away from the ears, keeping that spine nice and long. I'm going to inhale here, exhale over to the right, opening up that side body, keeping that core on nice and strong, pelvic floor turned on, feeling that strength. And inhale back up. Over to the other side now, inhaling in, exhaling, sending ourselves over to the left. Keeping grounded in the tops of our feet, in our legs. There's a quote, the strongest trees have foundations in the earth. So true strength is about being connected to the ground. Or something like that, I've paraphrased a little. Inhale here, exhale over to the right again. You should really feel that beautiful stretch all the way up. Inhaling up and exhaling to the left. And inhaling up. Exhaling the hands gently down to the side. We'll move into our yin and yang. So the hand comes down. Inhaling that left hand up and over. We're going to flow with the breath again. So being really conscious and connected to our breath with our body movements. Warming up that spine. Last one. And exhaling down. Beautiful. Moving straight into our tabletop. Remembering planting the fingers, turning those elbows in, planting the tops of the feet. Dropping that tummy down. Exhaling, pushing the mat away. If you can't tell by now, cat and cow is probably one of my favorite warm-ups to do. Even if you have time for nothing in the morning or you just don't feel like anything when you're out of bed, just a simple round of cat and cow. Just to get all those knots out, a little bit more movement in the spine. This time we're going to take our hips around, all the way around, big circles. Really exaggerating that movement if you like. Bending the elbows, sending ourselves round and back. When you've done a few rounds on that side, go the other way. Remembering we've always got to balance what we do on one side with the other. Now this time, we're going to show some love to our wrists a little. So turn them backwards. still keeping your feet planted in your tabletop position, but just with the wrists facing the other way. And you're just going to gently lean back, opening up those wrists very slightly. Not a forceful movement at all. Rocking back and forth, keeping connected to your breath. So as we inhale, we come forward. As we exhale, we rock back. Beautiful. Gently facing them the other way. And then you're just going to come onto the back of your hand on one side, not on both, because we don't want to be too harsh on our wrists. I'll show you. So just flipping it over, giving it a nice gentle stretch up this side, rocking it back and forth. I thought it would be a good idea to try and do cartwheels with my nephew the other day, who's 4 and doesn't need to warm up, but apparently I do. So this is nice to just try and help those tendons a little bit, all the little sore spots. When you're ready, shake it out, get a little bit of a roll, and onto the other side. So placing that hand normally, flipping that one upside down, and just rocking back and forth. And shaking that one out, giving a little bit of a roll. Beautiful. So this time, we're going to come straight onto our tummies. So you can even just lengthen out that spine here, gently lower yourself down like chaturanga, or find any way that's comfortable for you to lower down to the mat. We're then going to send our hands out into Sphinx position. So elbows directly under shoulders, out in front, imagining those pyramids and the beautiful statues in Egypt, the Sphinx. And we're just going to open up that chest, warm up that back body. If you feel a pinch in your lower back here, you don't want that. Send the elbows a little bit more forward, and just like a little bit of a lighter bend in the back there. Breathing into this position, feeling the strength, feeling the connection of your hands underneath your mat. Breathing into that back body, shoulders away from ears, facing nice and full. When you're ready, spin your hands out slightly to the edges of the mat, like on an angle, and gently pushing up into seal. Again, you don't want any pinching in that lower back. Most of this should be in that mid back there. If it gets too much, like I said, just come down and maybe just float between your cobra and your sphinx. Just find what's working for your spine this morning. But if you've got that bit of movement, pushing up into seal. I like to also clench my butt cheeks to make sure there's a little bit more protection there for your spine. Turning those glute muscles on. And then exhaling back down. Dropping everything to the mat. Planting your right cheek on the mat and just releasing everything. Strength isn't always in those really big gung-ho movements. Sometimes we find strength in the quietness. Just letting your body relax here. When you're ready, you're going to inhale back up. This time we're going to tent our fingers and move into our wide cobra. So inhaling up, exhaling, floating down. So a little gentle wave-like movements here. On your next one, hold it up, really squeezing those shoulder blades together. You're going to inhale here, then exhale, dropping that right shoulder down to the mat, looking over your left elbow. Inhaling up, exhaling, dropping to the left. Inhaling up, over to the right. Inhaling up, exhaling. Your last inhale coming up, staying here, squeezing those shoulder blades, feeling the strength build in your arms, and exhaling gently down. From here, we're going to place our hands by our chest, push back into our tabletop, spread the knees, then exhale all the way back for our child's pose, releasing that back. Letting everything come down to the mat, third eye or forehead onto the mat. If that's not working for you, maybe placing your hands underneath your forehead, having a supported child's pose. Releasing everything down, finding that surrender. Connecting to that breath once more. Beautiful. We'll inhale up and forward, finding our seated position, and then moving through, laying down on our backs. Once again, going vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing everything down slowly, sending the arms overhead. This time we keep our knees bent, and as we inhale, we bring our hands up and we gently roll back up, vertebrae by vertebrae again. So we're turning on those core muscles, we're finding that strength today. Exhaling slowly down for a full body roll. By going this slow, you're staying really connected to your breath, turning on every single muscle. Gently come back up and exhale down. Two more here. Gets a little bit harder by the third or the fourth one. I'm already a bit shaky. Last one. And exhale slowly down. Shaking your legs out, sending them out, giving them a little tap. Bringing them back up. And you want to bring your heels to your bottom as close as you can. So that if you put your hands down, you can actually touch your heels. From here, you're going to plant your palms into the ground, finding that connection, that support from the earth. And you're going to inhale those hips gently to the sky for our bridge. If you like, you can interlace your hands behind your back, coming onto your shoulder blades, sending those hips up just a little bit more, really lengthening out the back of the neck, the spine. When you're ready, unlacing the hands and exhaling down, vertebrae by vertebrae until your lower back connects with the mat. Just rest here for a moment. Maybe swing the legs side to side, windshield wipering them. Warming up everything today. Coming back to our bridge one more time. Connecting with the earth. Inhaling those hips up. Interlacing the hands behind you, or if you like, you can even find that support underneath your bottom with your hands as well, holding yourself up. Just opening that front body, strengthening the back body. Trying to relax into the effort. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, taking your arms out and rolling back down. From here, you're going to hug those legs into your body, rocking side to side along that lower back, giving it a nice massage. Still connecting to your breath here. Oh, my fly friend is back again. This time you're going to pull that right knee into the armpit on your right side, breathing in here and exhaling over to the left, sending your right arm out, looking over that right arm for a beautiful side stretch, your supine twist. With each inhale, feel that bit more expansion. With each exhale, releasing a little bit more into the stretch. These twists are really good for our digestion, for our balance. Inhaling that leg back, hugging it in one more time. And then exhaling, switching with the other. Hugging that in, pulling it into that armpit. Nice big cuddle. Inhale here. And exhale over to the right. Sending that left arm out. So when you're in this twist and stretch together. When you're in this twist, you want to try and keep your shoulders, both of them, on the ground. So you don't want to be coming up completely. You're only going over to as far as feels comfortable. And then when you're ready, you found that position, you're looking over that side arm. Inhaling here. And then gently exhaling. See if you can release a little bit more. Maybe pulling it over to the other side, using this hand as an anchor. Inhaling back in. Hugging both the knees in. We're going to gently rock and roll all the way up to sitting again. So start gently rocking. Nothing too crazy, just using the motion to massage up and down the spine. When you're ready, finding that balance and coming back into your seated position. So reconnecting to our breath here, closing the eyes down. Notice how your body felt from the beginning to the end. I'm going to do one more twist here. You're going to inhale the hands up. Exhale and twist to the right, keeping that spine nice and straight. All the way from the roots, your sit bones are completely connected to the mat. Inhaling here, that string is pulling you all the way up. As you exhale, see if you can twist that little bit more. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist. One more inhale here, and exhale to twist. Now inhale, coming all the way through, gently finding your counter twist, placing your hands on the other side, and just releasing everything. allowing everything to reset. Reminding yourselves that Wednesday, it's a halfway point between inspiration and accomplishment. So Monday we start off all ready to fire up. By Wednesday we're still going, still inspired. Just think how good we're going to feel on Friday when we've got through the whole 5 days. Inhaling gently back up. Now a twist to the other side. Inhaling the hands up. Exhale, turning to twist. Lengthening that spine. Grounding down. Seated nice and tall. Breathing in here. And exhale through. Inhale. And twist a little more. This pose always feels like there's no way I can twist anymore, and then you manage to twist some more. Inhale nice and tall, and exhale one final twist. Reminder that strength doesn't come from what you can do, it comes from overcoming the things you thought you couldn't. One more time, inhaling here, and exhaling through. Gently inhaling back to the center, finding that counter twist. Letting everything recalibrate. Giving your spine a chance to come back to normal. And inhale back up. We'll come down to our mats again. So very gently exhaling vertebrae by vertebrae. All the way down. And now taking up as much space as you want. Giving yourself time to just be, to rest, to relax into this posture. Breathing all the way into the belly. Breath is all the way into that balloon, filling it up. And gently exhaling out. Breathing in everything that you want to take with you this morning. Breathing into your strength. Knowing that you have this well of strength within inside you. We had the quote on Monday by Hermann Hesse. There is always that sanctuary inside you that you can retreat to when the world gets too much. But at the same token, there is also a well of strength inside you that you can access at any time by simply being and breathing into it. As you breathe in, I want you to imagine that well of strength inside of you. I want you to connect with it, to know that that's yours for the taking whenever you need. Allow this well to fill you up. Imagine it pouring out, filling you up from the tips of your toes. This beautiful water of strength or healing light or whatever you want to envision. It's filling you all the way up from the bottoms of your feet, up your legs, into your torso, your chest, your arms, your neck, and your head. You are completely filled with this strength that allows you to to do anything, achieve anything you set your mind to. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to just show up. Sometimes it's also to pull yourself away, to reconnect with yourself. Taking one final breath here. Bringing some movement back to those fingers and toes. Bringing yourself back to the mat. Gently rolling onto your side and hugging yourself in the fetal position. Giving yourself one last big cuddle of love here. Holding on to that strength, if you will. Knowing that that's yours for the taking today and any other day. Gently pushing back up to a seated position. Feeling connected underneath the hip bones to the mat, to the earth. Shoulders stacked on top of hips. Spine nice and long. We'll finish off with one more round of Kapalabhati breath to really get you ready to face the day. Inhaling those hands up to this cactus position. As we inhale, hands go up. As we exhale, forcefully bringing that breath back down. Really finding this energy here. So remember, skull shining breath. We'll do 10 rounds. Returning to your normal breath. Feeling that heat build, that heart pumping. We're going to close our practice today by chanting Om and 3 Shantis. Peace, peace, peace. And inhale here. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May you always think kind thoughts. May you always speak kind words. And may you always live with a kind heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you go forward knowing that you have so much strength and you're capable of absolutely anything you put your mind to. Look how far you've already come in just these 3 days. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you go forward feeling a little bit empowered now. I hope you wake up tomorrow feeling a little bit sore, but not in a bad way. And I will see you all tomorrow morning.